you can imagine, the accommodation aspect at Part1, I've had to organise accommodation at Part1 because the Trooping the Colours on at the moment, and with the Trooping the Colour, all the accommodation in London is taken up. So I apologise for the inconvenience to you guys with the commuting backwards and forwards. It will be a late start tomorrow at about 9 o'clock, so you shouldn't hit the traffic. After today's event, there'll be a curry supper again in the Warren Austin NCO's mess, that you can also have a few wets and recount the tales of daring do from today. Okay. Right, into the Household Cavalry pageant. The Commander of Household Cavalry got hold of me last year, in June, and said, we're opening the museum on Horse Guards Parade. He said that he wanted to host a pageant, and he asked me if I would be able to help. And I think by help he thought I might be able to get 5 or 6 vehicles. Well, that wasn't the case, because when you people have watched these various commemorations, VE Day, the Silver Jubilee, etc. When you see march past the military vehicles, you see 1 Bedford QLR, 1 Daimler, 1 Dingo. This is a show, and big is beautiful. So what we want is vehicles in half sections or more, if possible. So that's what we've actually looked at doing. Now, I'll give you a brief resume of the pageant, and I won't keep you much longer before we do the recce. But in principle, what happens is we rehearse today, and there'll be a dress rehearsal this evening. This afternoon, we'll position the vehicles on the square in the correct order of march. After 5 o'clock, we'll actually drive them onto the roads and get in position to actually lock and load to launch the vehicles onto the pageant. Basically, the pageant by you guys is a drive past. Out of here, birdcage walk, around Horse Guards, tip the hat to Her Majesty, back down the Mall, and back into the bottom here. And then back, park the vehicles up, and then get ready for the next day's operation. There are, however, 1 or 2 specials. One we've got to display when we talk on the pageant about the conversion from horses to armoured cars. We're going to have 2 Daimler Dingos that are going to come on at speed, at sensible speed, in front of Her Majesty, do a figure of 8, back past Her Majesty and out. So we're going to have to rehearse that this afternoon. I've selected the Dingos to do that. Then, on the entry into Brussels, the concept of the entry into Brussels is that it was a Dingo that was the first vehicle into Brussels. So we've got 1 Dingo, which will be an amber snake patrol, which means that the lead Dingo will be moving tactically, and then there will be a Daimler armoured car and a Dingo following up and pushing it forward. And then at a certain time, you will get 200 recruits from ATR Part1 with the Belgian flags and the Union flags, and they will wave the flags and whatever, then the vehicles will just march through Belgium. However, then we have the triumphal march into Belgium, where we have, and I'll go into it in detail, where we have vehicles going through with girls on the vehicles and flowers, etc., etc. Okay? But we will have to rehearse the 2 Dingos and the Daimler to make sure that a bit of tactical movement, or however simple, goes well. Then once we're all formed up on the square, we can actually walk the course this morning, so you're perfectly clear of what you've got to do when you do a march past. Now, gentlemen, the main thing with this parade, and I don't care, and Her Majesty would actually endorse my comments, safety is my first concern. I do not want anybody to be injured by one of these beasts. And they do bite, and when they bite, it hurts, as I know from my cost on many occasions. When we move the vehicles, move them sensibly. We do not want vehicles just bomb bursting all over the place. You need to move with a commander to guide you. You need to move slowly so that if you do hit something, the damage will be minimal. and, you know, the body will be able to repair itself naturally, okay? But you want to move with the commander slowly and sensibly and under instruction, because if I said, right, now get into this order, there'd be a bomb burst, there'd be green paint all over the place and a bit of blood and snot, alright? So we've got to be sensible when we're talking about vehicle movement. Okay, the routine which I'm responsible for on the pageant is the First World War scenario, where we've got 17 bicycle troops with flat caps, SMLE 303s, bandoliers on the push bikes with loud bells. They will ride onto horse guards. They go round horse guards, giving a nice ride to Her Majesty's Queen and hopefully not crashing, and then off, back down the mall and in here. Simple. As they go past Her Majesty the Queen, a platoon of the Household Cavalry's Reinforcement Battalion, 30 guys with SMLEs, tip-top, his full First World War weapon and kit, will be brought out by an officer who will halt in front of Her Majesty the Queen, and they will do a royal salute, present arms, round arm salute, and they'll step off. As they're stepping off, I will launch those two beautiful First World War I trucks onto the parade. They will all to either side of Her Majesty, and they will have a Vickers 303 heavy machine gun on each, because we were machine gun troops in the last years of the war, and they will fire 50 rounds. Okay, that then is your key that everything's going to happen when you hear that gunfire. Don't get into the turrets and lock down. What happens next is that we have 8 cavalrymen ride out in the Palestinian kit, torpedoes, SLRs, breeches, etc., and they'll halt in front of the Queen. And it's showing that in 4041 we converted from horses to armoured cars. A number of trucks will pass the horses and then they'll go on. That then is a signal for the 2 Daimlers to come on, and they will come on at speed in front of Her Majesty, and then they will go on a loop, a figure of 8, back by Her Majesty and off out. And that's one behind the other. Okay? Fantastic. Then we go on the entry into Brussels. We then have a dingo which will come round the corner and be launched by me, and it will go half the way on the right hand side of the drill square and stop. And looking very cheesy, we'll get the binos out and have a look left and right. And then the Daimler, Paul Hannon, where art thou? That'll be your Daimler. The Daimler will come round the corner and drive up to the back of the Daimler dingo. When that happens, the rear dingo will just keep his distance of about 15 metres from the Daimler, but the front Daimler dingo will shoot off again to top corner and halt. Then he will get his binos out again, have a look around, and then the Daimler with the dingo following will drive slowly up to him, and as he arrives and is about 10 metres away, the dingo will take off and they will go past just in that spacing, alright, so they won't move tactically again. So it's just showing approaching the Belgians and then driving through. Then you'll drive through, round and out and down the map. Then we have the triumphal march through Belgium, where we will have, because we've got a lot of dingoes, we will have the Humber Scout car with Mr. Eddie Verbecken of the Belgian Military Museum, who's a regimental sergeant major in real terms, gentlemen, so don't get on the wrong side of it. He will be holding the Belgian flag in the Humber Scout car. There will be a Daimler dingo following that in single line. Then there will be a troop of 2 Daimler dingoes and 2 Daimler armoured cars. Then behind them will be the 2 staghounds, and then behind